Mind Moto. Mind Moto. Do you think people see you how you see yourself? I'm struggling recently to recognize the significant and insignificance in my mind, learning to see what is worth my energy and what isn't. I'm rebuilding my life following a breakdown, and I have a lifetime of unhealthy thought processes to adapt and realign. Good question. I have noticed, Mind Moto, the last couple of questions that you've asked have had to do with other people. So catch yourself in those moments. Now, you don't want to be sociopathic to the point where like other people are never thought about and there's no empathy, of course, but you don't want to, like that question, for example, do you think you see yourself? Do you think people see you how you see yourself? Although maybe that's a good question to kind of, look through the lens of, am I acting with integrity and am I doing the right thing? But you know the answer to that. Ask yourself the right questions and you know the answer. I don't think you have to concern yourself with other people. I think that people are going to look at you how they feel about themselves, right? So I don't care if you're acting completely perfect, if you're doing all the right things, or maybe you're doing all the wrong things. If you line up 100 people, you're going to get 100 really, really subjective answers to however they're feeling about themselves at that given moment, right? And that's a good thing to remind yourself too. Anytime you have conflict or, even not conflict, even just relationships, and when you talk to people, it's always them. That's a dangerous way to think sometimes because you don't want to pass. It's always them and it's always you, if that makes any sense at all. It's always them and it's always you. The way that you see things, how you go about your day, whether you're judging this as good or judging this thing as bad, you're judging the conversation, you're reading the text message and how you're reading their tone based on how you're feeling. That's all you. Right? And you can control that, and only you can control that. When you're receiving information, when you're receiving conversation, having conversations with people, or relationships are happening, and you're at work and something's happening with an employee or an employer, a lot of that is them. And you always reflect on that. Like, don't take it personally, because it's what they have going on in their lives, and what if they had an argument with their wife before they came to work that morning. You never know. Same thing in traffic. You get cut off in traffic. Like, you don't know. You can't judge that other person. You can't judge the situation. Just that person, their mom could have died an hour ago, and they could be rushing to get to the scene of the crime. Just making up a full-blown story now. Rushing to get to the scene of the crime. Their mom just died. It was a crime. Wasn't natural causes. It was a crime. And you're merging, and they don't let you go. And you think they're an a-hole, but really they just really need that one extra spot because they're trying to get to the scene of the crime. So you just can't judge it, Mind Moto. And we're going to end it with that because, just really creating the visual there for you. If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, you can do so on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to send in your own video submission, you can join us in the Moto Academy family inside of the Moto Academy app by just going to themotoacademy.com. That's also where you can sign up for a class. Okay, guys, see you next episode.